Well, today's tea is a lovely elderberry. It's called Garden Selection, but it's elderberry and lemon. So, kampai. I get asked, how can you drink tea without nothing, no sugar, no nothing? You just boiling grass. Well, the way it's done, like in the tea ceremony, you have wagashi, which is like a sweet. It's not a cookie and it's not a candy. It's in between, and it kind of melts in your mouth, but it's sweet. And that sweet pairs with, I mean, as the sweet, it goes with the bitterness, and it counteracts it. It makes it good, really. Uh, a lot of times I have Biscoff. I like Biscoff. So I've had one already. And let's taste this. It's alright. With a lot of sugar, it'd probably be great. But it's a lot of lemon in this. I, I like it, but it's a lot of lemon. It's more lemon than elderberry. But it's like lemony and kind of floral. Actually, I like it. It tastes like something that you would like to smell, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so today's thought. Since I got you here, today's thought. First off, let me tell you about this story I read. It's about two brothers, right? And the two brothers owned a kind of like a not furniture, but hardware store. That's what it was. They own a hardware store, and one brother was helping a customer, and the other one was in the back. And they're brothers. So as they were helping them, what happened is they were behind the cash register, and he had $2, right? And the customer came in and he was like, "Hey, can I help you?" And he set the $2 on the register, and he went to help the customer. He helped the customer. When he came back, the $2 was gone. And one brother said to the other brother, "Hey, what you do with the money that was on there, the $2?" He said, "I haven't seen $2, but you know, if you had put it where it was supposed to go, inside the register, it probably wouldn't be missing." And he didn't like that very much, and they started bickering. Of course, you took the money. You don't. All it is $2. Just put it back. And the dude was, and the other brother was like, "I didn't take the money. You should put it where it's supposed to go, and you won't lose nothing. You know, you won't lose things." So they were bickering, and the bickering ended up affecting the store, affecting the customers, affecting the families. Your brother did this, and my brother did this, and they all, whenever they got together, they start fighting, and it got so bad that they split the store. They put a wall up in the middle of the store, made separate two. I mean, they made two stores out of that one store. One brother was on this side, one brother was on that side, selling whatever they wanted to sell. And they didn't talk to each other. You know, not in a brotherly way. And one day, a guy comes in to one of the brothers, and he said, there used to be a store here. Do you know what happened to the store? And he's like, it's still here. This is still that store, but I'm on this side and my brother's on the other side, and we just sell different things. But it's still the same store. And he's like, okay. Well, 20 years ago, 20 years went by. 20 years ago, I came in and I saw some money sitting out, and I took the money because I needed it. And it's bothered me for the last 20 years. And I just wanted to apologize to you, to the store. And the brother was like, what? Can you tell this to my brother that was, right next door? And he went over there and he told it to them. And all these years, them fighting over $2 was for nothing. And it's interesting that they both were right and they both was wrong at the same time. They both was right was saying, I didn't take the money. He didn't take the money. And another thing was, he shouldn't have said what he said in the first place. Which brings me to today's thought. Ready? Okay. I know you've heard me talk about this within Unblock Yourself and Purposeful Pathway. There is an emotional bank account that we put deposits in and we make withdrawals. Are your words making deposits or making withdrawals? Even if you're right, your words can make deposits to build something greater than it is right now. Or it can make withdrawals even though you're right. Or sometimes, even though you're wrong, you make withdrawals and it can emotionally bankrupt your relationship. They spent 20 years fighting over $2. That wasn't any of their fault. How many things have you said that you might regret, but you're not, you haven't, because of pride and things like that, you're not sorry for it. And there's this wall that comes up from pride, and that wall becomes reinforced by the bankruptcy of that emotional bankruptcy. What I mean by that is you've withdrawn. You've taken away from your emotional bank account or your relationship, and it's bankrupt. And now there's a wall there. The trust is broken down. How do you fix that? Yeah, you have to take the high road and you have to really start making deposits again. And that's hard to do. It's hard to do, especially for us men who, it's like, man, you think it in the back of your head, yeah, I probably shouldn't have said it like that. Or you're looking at something and you just think in the back of your head, that could have went way better if I had not did this. To make that a deposit, you got to go back and correct that thing. Now, if you don't know that you've made a withdrawal, it's hard to be truthful and make a deposit to correct it. And what I mean by that is if you're not communicating, sometimes we can be upset And the person that offended us doesn't even know what happened. They're going about life having a good old time, and you're like, oh, So that line of communication's got to be open for you to, that the bank line got to be open. The bank got to be open for you to make a deposit. I've said things that I don't regret, but know that it did not make a deposit, but a withdrawal. Because I was right. You know, I'm in the right, but the way I said it didn't help. Now, I made a withdrawal. If I withdraw $1 from this emotional bank account and I'm negative $1, right? I come back and I say, hey, I'm sorry. I need to make a deposit. I'll deposit $1. Now, I was at 0. I've made a withdrawal at -1. I made a deposit, +1. That puts the account back at 0. For it to grow and flourish, I need to make way more deposits than I do withdrawals. So it takes work. But if you have a rich, overflowing abundance in this emotional bank account, yeah, you make mistakes. But since it's not depleted, since it's not bankrupt, you work through it and you make more deposits. It's not too late. So, as you reflect, you have your tea time. Let God show you some of the things that, you know what, this person been acting kind of funny. See if there's any withdrawals you've been making. Or I've just been asking and asking and asking and asking, but not actually putting into that person. So I'm asking them to do this. I'm asking them to do that. I'm asking them to do this. And I'm asking them to do that. But when they ask me to do something, I don't have time. Those are withdrawals. And pretty soon you'll go bankrupt and you'll ask and they won't even talk to you anymore. What happened? They were so nice before. Just think about those things and reflect. Reflect and correct. All right? And that's what we do here. So, I love you very much. I hope that's a deposit. And continue to really seek and build yourself up because I believe in you. All right? Have a good night. Kampai.